Hello, my dear children. Children, the topic of the day is friction. What is friction? Children, friction is a force which exists between two rigid surfaces. When an object moves over a surface, horizontal surface or inclined plane, in that case, there exists force between the surface and the body, which is called as force of friction. Force of friction is an opposing force which not only opposes motion but also helps motion. So friction is the force which opposes motion, but at the same time it also helps motion. Well, it opposes motion in case of machines. In case of machines, there is force of opposition between moving parts of the machine. There it is what? An evil. It is unnecessary. It is unwanted. And it causes the loss of energy. But at the same time, this force of friction also helps us move. Just imagine a smooth surface and you want to run over it. Will it be possible for you to run? No. Can a vehicle move over a smooth surface? Or can a vehicle stop over a moving surface? Whatever may be the power of your brakes, the vehicles cannot stop over a surface if it is not rough. So the force of friction not only opposes motion, it also helps motion. You cannot run, you cannot walk over a surface without friction. If it is very slippery surface, you would never dare to move across. Why? Because you know, if you try to move over a frictionless surface or surface where there is no friction or there is less friction, it is difficult to move. So friction also supports motion. Well, friction is an electromagnetic force. Yeah, friction is an electromagnetic force. Well, this friction, which is electromagnetic force, is due to force of interaction between the charged particles of two surfaces in contact. We all know that every substance is made up of what? Atoms or molecules. And what do we have in atoms? In atoms we have at the center, that is the nucleus of the atom, we have positive charge, and surrounding the nucleus we have electrons, which are negatively charged particles. So when two surfaces are brought in contact, the charged particles of the two surfaces exert force over one another. So this force of interaction between the charged particle is called electromagnetic force, and this force of interaction gives rise to force of friction. That is why we also call force of friction as an electromagnetic force. Well, force of friction is contact force. Well, this force exists between the two bodies only when two bodies are in contact. So force of friction is what? Only there in between two bodies when they are brought in contact. Otherwise this force of friction doesn't exist. Well, force of friction is non-conservative force. Force of friction is non-conservative force. Well, force of friction is non-conservative simply because work done due to force of friction does not depend upon initial and final points. It depends upon path followed. So work done by this force of friction is path function. That is why we call it as non-conservative force. And finally, force of friction is an action-reaction force. How it is an action-reaction force? When we say force of friction is an action-reaction force, it satisfies three properties. What are these three properties? Force of friction is an action-reaction force. Every action-reaction force is always in pair. Both the members of the pairs are what? Equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, and they act over different bodies. These are three immediate properties of action-reaction forces. Let us understand this force of friction as action-reaction force. Suppose this is a body, this is the surface, and this is the body which tries to move over a surface. If this body moves over this surface, is made to move in this direction over this surface which is rough, then what will happen? the force of friction of the surface would act over this body in the backward direction. Yeah, this is force of friction due to surface acting over this body. Until unless this force of friction is overcome, this body cannot move. Now, this force of friction which opposes the motion of this body has its reaction force, and this reaction force acts over this lower body in the forward direction. So this is action, this is reaction. This is force of friction acting because of this surface, this is surface. Yeah, this is force of friction acting because of this surface, because of this block over this particular mass in the backward direction, and reaction of this acts where? Over this block in the forward direction. So action reaction forces are in pair. Both the members of the pairs are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, and they act over different bodies. So over this lower block there is a tangential force which acts in the forward direction, and if this block is lying over a smooth surface, then this block is going to move with an effective force F acting over it. So that way it is action reaction force also. Well, what are other properties of action reaction forces? For that we have to study laws of friction. Before studying the laws of friction, let us understand force of friction as contact force. Well, suppose this is a body lying over a horizontal surface. This is a horizontal surface. This is a body lying over it. This is a body lying over it. Yeah. If this body of mass m is lying over this horizontal surface, this is horizontal surface, and of course it is rough. This is rough horizontal surface. If this body is placed over this rough horizontal surface and there is no external force acting over this mass, there is no force applied, there is no attempt made to move this mass. In that case, what happens? The contact force is along normal. The contact force is along normal, and the weight of the body is always vertically downward. So in this case, there is no force of friction. But the moment we try to move a body, the moment we try to move this body along the surface by applying force in any direction. Suppose we try to move body in this direction. The moment we try to move a body, well, what happens? The contact force is no more along normal. It is no more along normal. Yeah, the contact force makes certain angle from the normal, like this. It is inclined at certain angle from the normal. The contact force is no more along normal. It makes certain angle from the normal. So when two surfaces are just brought in contact with no effort being made to move a body against other, there is no force of friction. But the moment we try to move this body along surface, say in this direction, we apply external force, but by virtue of that external force, this body may or may not move. It is not necessary that the moment we apply force over body will start moving. No, it may or it may not move. So the moment we apply force, we at least make an attempt to move a body. It may move, it may not move. In this situation, the contact force is neither along this direction, yeah, it is no more along normal. It is somewhere in between normal and this tangential direction. So this contact force makes certain angle from the normal. This angle is called as angle of friction, and in this situation, this normal reaction, this contact force has two components. One is what? R cos theta. Another is what? R sin theta. R sin theta. So in this situation, this contact force has two components. One component which is along normal is normal reaction, and the other which is along tangent is called force of friction. So force of friction is tangential component of contact force. Normal component is of course normal reaction, but the tangential component of the contact force is what is force of friction. So force of friction is tangential component of contact force, and contact force is what? R, and this angle theta is called as angle of friction. Children, let us understand some examples where we'll see how this force of friction helps in motion. Well, this is that's how I'm going to explain how force of friction help us walk, help us move. So don't go by the diagram, please go by the physics. This is toe, and this is of course human body all over. This is toe. What do? We try to push the surface. This is surface. We try to push the surface with the help of our toe in the backward direction by force F. If the surface is rough, what happens? If the surface is rough, what happens? Our feet, our toe doesn't slip backward. If the surface is rough, there is sufficient force of friction, then the force of friction which will act in this forward direction would not let this toe move in the backward direction. So this is action exerted by the person to move forward in the backward direction, and reaction of this action is where? This action is over this floor. This action is over this floor, and reaction of this person, the reaction of this action acts over the person in the forward direction, and by virtue of that reaction the person is able to move forward. And this is also the force of friction acting over the body. See, this is action, and the force of friction which is in the forward direction tries to oppose this tendency of motion. So force of friction is in the same direction as the direction in which the person moves. So this is action done by the person over the ground, and since the toe doesn't move backward, force of friction is able to hold our feet over the floor. And since this toe remains over floor, the reaction of this action acts over the person, and as the result, person is able to move forward. So what we have come to know, see, this is action that the force of friction doesn't let this toe move backward. That means the force of friction is in the forward direction. So if a person moves, if the person moves, in whichever direction the person moves is the direction of force. So for a moving object, due to force of friction, the force of friction is in the same direction as that of the moving person. Same is the case in case of, say, bicycle. There are two wheels of the bicycle. One is the rear wheel and the other is what? The front wheel. This rear wheel is connected with what? This rear wheel is connected with the paddle, and we call this as what? The paddling wheel. What do we call this as? We call this as paddling wheel. And of course we have the whole structure of bicycle. Yeah, this is the whole structure of bicycle. So I have nothing to do with this wheel is the paddling wheel, and this is the driven wheel. This is driver wheel. This is driver wheel, and this is driven wheel, D-R-I-V-E-N, driven wheel. So when we apply force over this wheel, the force of friction supports the motion of this wheel. So the force of friction over this wheel, like here, if this person tries to move in the forward direction, the force of friction is in the same direction as is the direction of motion. Same with the situation here. This is driver wheel. When we exert force over the axle of this wheel with the help of these paddles, what happens? The force of friction over this rear wheel, which is paddling wheel, is in the forward direction. This is force of friction. But over this driven wheel, the force of friction is where? In the backward direction. So this is driver wheel, and driver wheel, the situation is same as the situation when the person tries to move. Well, force of friction not only opposes motion, it also opposes tendency of motion. If this is an inclined plane, if the body is placed over it, this is rough incline, the body will tend to move in the downward direction. This is tendency of motion in the downward direction. Therefore, force of friction is where? in the opposite direction, that is upward. So in this case, when the body is trying to move downward, it may not move. It may not move because friction may hold it over the surface. So even if it is not moving, it has tendency of motion in the downward direction, or if it is moving in the downward direction, in both cases the force of friction would be where? In the upward direction. And now see, if we try to move this body along the surface by applying a force over the body in this direction. So as we apply this force over body has tendency to move down. So as we apply this force, as long there is net force in the downward direction, as long this F is, this force applied over the body doesn't bring a tendency of motion in the body in the upward direction, the force of friction would remain in the upward direction. As long the body has tendency to move down, in spite of this force acting, as long the body has tendency to move down, the force of friction would be in the upward direction. But as we increase the value of force, that is what I am going to tell you. As we increase the force, what happens? A situation is reached when the body is just about moving up the incline. And in that situation, what happens? When the body has tendency to move up, tendency of motion, this tendency of motion would be achieved when the value of force of friction is increased. When the value of force of friction is increased, a situation will be achieved when the body will have tendency to move up. The moment the body has tendency to move up, the force of friction would be in the downward direction. So force of friction of course opposes motion, but it is also in the direction opposite of the tendency of motion. Well, this is all from my side for the time being. In the very next lecture, we will discuss the laws of friction. So until we meet again, goodbye.